G'day Marvel Future Fight gamers, VaderG here, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to have a bit of a chat about the Far From Home update in Future Fight, and also in regards to the update, the good, the bad, and a little bit of a real quick run on Electro, which I was real lucky to have a sort of run on someone's account. I only had 2 or 3 goes. I recorded one of them. Not great, not a great run. The character's very good. But enough to sort of give a little bit of an indication of what things look like. Firstly, when I opened up the update, I have to admit this is the best visually looking update I think we have got. This is on medium graphics. This guy, Hydro Man, I think is the coolest looking character that we've actually got in the game. When you go into the skill preview, I was blown away actually just how good a job they have done on his animations. This is not on high graphics, this is on medium graphics. So let's see if it works all right on my laptop, which is probably it's a bit of, I mean it's an i7 laptop, but it runs Future Fight slow compared to the iPad that I use for the Alliance Battle stuff. But it's much easier to actually record these videos on the actual laptop. But you can see these serpents here. Look at that looks unreal. The serpents sort of spitting and biting at these guys. The twisters that come up through the actual through the gameplay, and I tried him out in Shadowlands. This guy is a really cool character in general. Molten Man looks really good. He looks great, but he's solid. I don't think his animations are anywhere near as flashy as Hydro Man, don't get me wrong, but he is still a pretty cool looking dude. Tried both of them in Shadowland. As you can see, I haven't got any of the 3 new characters at tier 2 yet, and I'll talk about that in a second. Just tried him at tier 1 in Shadowland. Molten Man seems like a really solid character. Hydro Man seems like a pretty top tier character, to be perfectly honest, particularly for Shadowland type stuff, and also for Alliance Battle. A couple of guys tried him out in Awesome Mix Volume 1 for Hydro Man on actual Blast Villain Day, and he performed pretty well. I would say he's up there with Strife in regards to damage output. Maybe second only to Magneto. So for people who don't have Strife or Magneto and are looking for someone for Blast Mail that's more of a free-to-play type setup, Hydro Man could certainly fill that void, and it would be something I would be exploring. I haven't done any testing myself. It's all sort of word-of-mouth type stuff, but have to admit, well, from what I've seen and what I've heard, very impressed with Hydro Man, besides the fact that they look cool. Okay, so Molten Man seems solid. Hydro Man seems pretty good. Mysterio has had a big upgrade, and Electro, he's the new speed meta for ABX. So you might wonder why haven't you got him at tier 2, Vader. The reason I was going to tier 2 him, I was going to use a mega ticket on him, but on that particular day, I wake up with my time zone. I wake up slightly different times, so compared to reset, I actually wake up I think around about 7 hours after daily reset, and we had some douchebag leave Awesome Mix Volume 1 with 0 notice, so a real dickhead type move, and as a result I kind of thought, you know what, I'll just slow grind him. So I've got the bio sub rolling. In a few weeks he should be ready, and until then I'll put a bit of extra effort in with Korath. We've seen in another video that I've done already, Doctor Strange tier 3, amazing. What a character in regards to Alliance Battle. I'm sure he'll become pretty boring, but who cares if you use him for 3 minutes every 2 weeks and it saves a lot of hassle and future-proofs your account, then that ticks all my boxes, I can tell you that. In regards to the stuff that's not so good, the actual Euro system is a bit of a disaster. It's yeah, it's a bit of a schmozzle, as everyone would know. Everything is different. Having said that, there's some real positive effects with this change in Euro, and everyone should try and take advantage of this while they possibly can. Stripping Euro off old characters, or any character for that matter, is free. At this point in time it's free. So if I wanted to look at Doctor Doom and I wanted to remove some Euro, which I already have, to be perfectly honest, I've actually stripped some 6-star energy attack off him, then I can just click on this stuff and I can just click this little minus symbol, and you know what it costs? Nothing. But it will cost something at some stage. So I suggest everyone who has 6-star Euro equipped on their old units, I'm looking at you, Apocalypse. I'm looking at you, potentially Odin, Quicksilver even, maybe even Cable if you've gone to tier 3 Doctor Strange, then now's the time to rip them off. Like, I've taken mine off Cable already and just left some 5-star on there, but I've taken the 6-star Euro off. So it has provided some real benefits in that regard. The other thing, people are having dramas upgrading Euro, but you can lock all your Euro. So what you'll see me do here, what do? I've locked all of them. So if I want to combine a couple, and I read this on Reddit, or a guy off Reddit, so it's definitely nothing that I've found myself, but let's just say I want to, some of these, hang on, what do I do here? Lock, okay, because I don't even know what I unlocked. So this one, let's unlock that, physical defense, as if I'm going to ever use 1-star physical defense Euro, and let's unlock the energy defense Euro as well, and then I can click actually combine, and I've got a lot. Right, I've got a lot of this stuff. If I wanted to combine all, which I don't want to combine, I don't want to combine 5,568, but if I wanted to combine a few hundred, then it makes it pretty easy for me to do that with the current system, where I couldn't do it before. So in some ways, being able to strip the Euro, that's only temporary, right? But in other ways, this system is actually, it's a bit of a disaster, but at the same time, it's actually pretty good. So I've gotten rid of a whole bunch of crap Euro that I'm never going to use. Okay, I've retained a few out of 100, but then I've created a whole heap of other Euro that I can actually use and rank up. And then you go on to the next level. So then you do the level 2 Euro and the rest of it. So it's there is, hang on, let me get out of that. There's certainly some benefits to the change in the Euro system. To be honest, when it first came out, I thought, what a disaster. What are these fruitcakes that Netmarble done? But it's probably not as bad as what initially thought. Okay, you can't rank them up while they're equipped, but they'll fix that up for sure. So negative and positive in regards to the Euro. Stuff that's not so good in the update. All right, well, let's have a look at this Odin's Blessing. And what disappoints me about this, and Netmarble may not want to be hearing this, is it's another loot box in the game. I mean, we've already got three types of loot boxes in the game, on top of the RNG that we already have, which is significant, and now we throw in some more OP content that's contained in another loot box. I myself will not be purchasing any of this stuff, but it's, in my mind, it's another mechanism to further separate what do we call it, the whales in the game from potentially more of the average players. So if we look at some of these accounts, we'll see that they'll have Odin's Blessing equipped to the hilt on certain characters. Definitely Magneto. We go in here and look at that. So 4 Odin's Blessing per gear. So 4, yep, which is pretty insane, really. And it gives a significant edge, and these guys are paying a huge amount of money for that. So if we go into Minerva, it'll be the same on Minerva, except they'll be physical attack, Odin's Blessing Euro. So, I don't know, good and bad. Like, in some way, it's good, because we need this type of content, I suppose, with guys with lots of money to actually keep on buying this type of stuff, to pay for the continuation of the game. But in my mind, I kind of think that, seriously, all the players in the game have been saying enough loot boxes already over the past sort of 12 months or so, yet another update comes out and another loot box comes out. So take what you want out of that. I'm not real sort of happy with it. But the game has been heading to pay-to-win structure for a fair period of time, so I'm not overly surprised, just a little bit disappointed, I guess. In regards to Legendary Battle, I've got mixed feelings about this, for the simple reason I don't really do giant boss raids much. Then I actually don't where are they hidden? I think that hiding this stuff behind type enhancement is definitely nowhere near as good as what it used to be, where you could actually sort of mythic a uniform. Where are the actual, here we go here. So you hide these sort of, this one's behind Type 6 Captain Marvel, this one's behind Type 6 Thanos, which is nearly impossible because he just chews through so much stuff, and this one's behind Type 6 Spider-Man, which is probably not too bad. These two are easier to get than Thanos. Thanos is near on impossible, to be perfectly honest, unless you're buying Euro chests from the store. But these two are not so bad. Having said that, it's totally RNG. I think the failure rate for level 6 is around about 10%, well, 90% failure, 10% success. I'm not a big fan of that system. The type enhancement stuff in general, I'm not a real big fan of. Actually introducing more RNG into that, and particularly when you've got rewards like CTP or CTP selector on the back end of it. Anyhow, guys, what we're going to do, we're going to sort of transfer over into another account, and we're going to do a quick run with Magneto. Sorry about this run, it was not ideal. You will see that there's actually a better run that's already been conducted by a more skilled player than me with a bit more time. I only had sort of less than 10 minutes to actually have a bit of a muck around with for him. Then I had to rush out. I was running late from work. Anyway, all sorts of stuff. Either way, he's definitely going to be Alliance Battle meta. How much better he gets at level 70, I'm not entirely sure, but let's flick over to that account. Thanks, guys. Alright, so here we are with Electro. Obviously not my account. You can see level 60, nearly at potential. Here's the stats. Pretty amazing for level 60. The stats. He's pretty well built, 5-star Euro. Has a CTPrage, max skills obviously. And what was he? He was number in the top 100 in regards to rank. He has some nice chaotic ISOs equipped there. Pretty awesome CTPrage actually. And at level 60, he's only going to get better, Electro. Like I said, this was a pretty garbage run. I only had a chance to do 2 or 3 runs. Never played him before. No idea what I'm doing. This is not a rotation. You can see in the top right-hand side corner there, someone has scored 844,000 with this exact same build. And I think they're probably a bit better than me, and maybe had a bit more practice on the day as well, rather than 2 or 3 runs. So yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no clue as to what the rotation is. I think at level 70, so you get a fair stat bump actually from your gears. So from your gears going from 20 to 25, I think there'll be a fair increase. And in regards, obviously, you get the native attack increase and HP increase and the rest of it as well, which will actually benefit Electro for sure. So you can see I'm kind of getting guard broken a little bit there by the beast, but generally he's pretty good with guard break. He doesn't get guard broken too much. His 5th skill is an interesting skill. He has basically a 2-part skill. Typically through this run I'm cutting the 2nd part of the 5th skill off a lot. 542 seems to be okay. Difficult with his proc sometimes. I'm not really sure what's happening, and maybe that will get a little bit better with level 70 as well, where the beast won't have as much dodge on him as what he does at level 60. But so yeah, 3 is very good at triggering the proc. 5 not so much. 4 not really. 2 is not bad. 1 skill is not used very much. The 5th skill is obviously the key, and the timing of the 5th skill and the 2 skill in relation to the proc obviously carry a fair bit of weight as to how successful your run is through the Alliance battle. But I'm just going to stop talking now for a minute, and what we'll do is when we do figure out a rotation for Electro, then we'll come back and try and kind of basically put together a proper Alliance battle video. This is just a test run just for you guys to get an idea of where he's at. He's better than Korath. At level 70, I would say, with the CTPrage, this guy will probably be, on this account, maybe he'll probably be pulling sort of 1.25 million, versus a Korath on this account, which is probably up around about 900,000 for this particular account. So he's going to definitely be an upgrade. Not ridiculous, not like he's going to do 2 million or anything like that, but definitely an upgrade. Anyhow, guys, thanks for watching the video. Appreciate your time. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I hope you're having a great one, and hope you like the vid. If you do, please subscribe, like, and comment. The comments are cool. I like the comments. So if you like the video, please comment. That's great. And yeah, thanks for watching.